with undefeated 4-0 MMA fighter, Rosa. Charles, thanks for taking the time. First of all, you know, you're out there in Florida, but what are you doing here in Vegas at the Mayweather Boxing Club?
Actually, I got a really good opportunity. I got a chance to come on there for Thick as Thieves. It's a clothing company that sponsors me. They're really doing some awesome stuff. You know, they're doing a lot of networking out there to get their company to the next level. And, you know, I'm one of the guys they took out here to help monitor their clothing and stuff like that and promote their stuff. So when I got down here, Will Harris, a training partner of mine, American Top Team, came down here with me, and he was friends with Jeff Mayweather. So really for me, you know, Floyd Mayweather, the Mayweather team is like my favorite team in the world. And this is a dream come true. All these friends with Jeff, and they set it up, and here I am, a dream come true, training at the Mayweather Boxing Gym with the best guys in the world, you know.
Yeah, so you've been sparring here the last couple of days. Sparred today with Kevin Newman, had Chase Corbin. A little different atmosphere, different feel. Get here work with actual boxers instead of, you know, at the MMA where you're doing the all-around thing.
Yeah, these guys are amazing. You know, luckily back home I train with John David Jackson at a boxing gym, and Dia Davis. You know, they're really my two coaches, boxing coaches back home. So boxing is one of the things I primarily focus on back home that a lot of other MMA fighters don't. Have the opportunity to come to this gym and train with these type of guys and spar with this level of guys. Like man, these guys are awesome. I just sparred with Kevin Newman, and man, that was the fastest kid I've been with in my life, faster than anybody. So you know, to be able to see this type of level, it gets me prepared for it. So if I ever face it, at least I've seen it and I'll be ready for it.
What about getting to watch Floyd? You got to see him the other day, see him train. Pretty cool experience for you.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that was a dream come true. To be able to see that was something that you know, I'd always watch his like all of his little things on like documentaries on TV and watch all of his fights. He's always been my favorite fighter ever since I started following boxing. You know, once I started fighting, and you know, he's my favorite guy because I always knew that he was the best. And a lot of people see him as cocky and stuff like that, but I see him as confident, and that's what he is. You know, he's the best, and he's proven it multiple times. So I don't think there's anybody to argue with that.
So boxing was actually your first love, wasn't it? You know, why'd you end up going to MMA, and you know, is boxing something that you thought maybe first you wanted to do instead? Yeah,
that's actually what I wanted to do. When I was in Boca Raton, I was staying there and I was looking for hobbies. I just moved down there. I only had a bicycle, and boxing was what I wanted to do. I said I want to do a hobby. I'm like, you know what? I want to start boxing. Maybe I can start like trying to get a couple fights or something. And it was actually the opposite. I walked into a jiu-jitsu, you know, basically a jiu-jitsu gym, and it was an MMA gym, but primary focus, Charles McCarthy was in the UFC at the time, and he's one of the best jiu-jitsu specialists in the world. And I didn't know that. I didn't know anything about any of the guys, and I walked in there and started training with professionals right away. But like I said, it was primary focus was jiu-jitsu, so I learned jiu-jitsu first, like mostly, but I actually have done MMA training since day one. So
let's talk a little about that. I mean, you hate to say the word natural, but you've only been fighting for 4 years, right? You kind of took the sport by storm. You're one of the most highly ranked amateurs in the world, and all of a sudden, you know, you're 4-0 here as a pro. What was it like? Did you have any kind of training at all before 4 years? Or did you?
Well, I was always very athletic. I played hockey and lacrosse. You know, I played my entire life since I was a kid playing hockey, so I was always athletic. I grew up fighting, and you know, with my friends. Rico Shore, he's an amateur fighter, really good. You know, he's going to be fighting in Bellator, top prospect in the world too. And you know, I've been sparring with these guys since I was little, just as friends fighting. But I really think it helped me as I got older, you know, to get into MMA. I used to fight on the trampoline all day and stuff like that. But you know, I never knew that it would take me this far. I never.
Well, we don't get it. All right, so you know, we won't get into too much, you know, but it's been documented, it's been covered that you had a little bit of a difficult past growing up, some issues there, and then in MMA is kind of what helped you, you know, on your way to set yourself straight. So talk to us a little about the influence it's had on you and what it's meant to you as far as, you know, helping you out in your life and getting yourself straight.
Yeah, I mean, I had you know, kind of a tough upbringing. You know, a couple things happened. You know, I lost my two older brothers to drugs, and it was really, I mean, it was tough for me, but. Like the way I look at it, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And for me, MMA saved my life. It gave me something to do, it gave me a hobby, it really gave me something to pursue. And you know, I think all this stuff, the more stuff that you go through at a younger age is going to make you stronger, you know, as a person in the future. So that's the way I look at it. It's really motivated me to become, you know, what I am now, and hopefully become a world champion.
So now you said, you know, you lost 2 brothers from drugs and that kind of thing. So is it fair to say that MMA's kind of saved your life?
Yeah, I mean, MMA has saved my life 100%. I can't say I don't know what I'd be doing. You know, I went to culinary school, so I'm also a chef part-time too, and I think I would pursue that. But I think this is something that really, you know, I feel in my heart. It's something that I really want, and I'm gonna do everything I can to get it.
Right. So, you know, so you not only, you know, you started your own thing, right? So tell us about the organization you set up trying to help other people with having problems like you did.
Yeah, me and my father started an organization called Chucky's Fight. It's www.chuckysfight.com, and what that is, it's a charity that's dedicated to fight teen substance abuse and, you know, help people get into treatment centers that don't have the funds to do so. So what my father does something pretty interesting. He jumps in the ocean every day, and he lives up in New Hampshire, and the water sometimes in the winter is freezing, and he'll do it every single day to help raise money through corporations, donate funds, and people will come jump in with him, kind of like plunge, you know. And they'll go into the water and you know, raise money to help get these kids down. And he's helped a lot of people, you know, so it's really a good thing.
Was that something you felt like you were kind of obligated to do to help other people once you got yourself straight?
Yeah, I mean it's something that I wanted to do. I don't know if it was obligated, but I just felt like, you know, it's something that, you know, someone gave me an opportunity to help myself, and, you know, to get somebody else be able to give the opportunity to help someone. That's what it's all about. And I feel like if you give a little bit, you know, if you're a good person, good things will happen to you.
So when you were first getting yourself straight, first started training, who were the real people that supported you? You know, you always, you know, it's hard to do it alone, so you had to have some people behind you helping you out. So who are the people that are really, you know, helpful to you?
There's a lot of people involved. You know, it's there's too many people just to say in particular, but, you know, just a couple off the top of my head in no order. Just you know, of course, you know, my father was there, you know, to help me get through. My mother, my family, my entire family. You know, my uncle Tommy. I have my trainers are a big part of it. They're, you know, from the ones I met in Florida. My trainer Charles McCarthy. You know, he's been like a model to me. My trainer Matt Welch and Ricardo Laborio, the head trainer at American Top Team, and, you know, there's many more, but these are just some of the people that help, you know, guide me. People I look up to, you know, to become, you know, just to keep me focused on the straight track.
Well, tell us, you know, you're here with Charles, with, you know, Walton with Charles.
Yeah.
Tell us a little about him, what you know, he's meant to you as far as how he guided you along when you first started.
Charles really was there since the first day I walked into the gym, and like I said, I walked in and I wanted to do boxing. So the first day, that's what I did. I took the boxing class, and you know, I sparred with Cole Miller, actually my first training session ever, UFC fighter, and I fell in love with it immediately. You know, I took my beating, but I mean, I loved it, and since day one, Charles was there, and, you know, what he did with me is, you know, he made it to the UFC, but he made a lot of mistakes along the way that he told me, and what he said is that, you know, like, I did it the way I did it, but we're going to go ahead and fix all the mistakes that I made so you can become a world champion, and we're going to do this the right way, and I feel like we've been doing so.
Yeah, so now you were actually with him when he was with Alchemist, right? And he started his own deal, so you just followed him over there?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough because Alchemist took care of me. It was a great management company. They, you know, they flew me out to UFC. You know, I got to train with Rory McDonald, you know, Faraz, meet like some of the best fighters in the world, sit front row at the UFC fights. They, you know, they did a lot for me, but my loyalty is to Charles. You know, he was there since day one, and he taught me, you know, almost everything I know. You know, a lot of the stuff I know, and set me up with the right proper training coaches. So it was, you know, when Lex from Alchemist called me and asked me, you know, what I want to do, and I told him, I said, listen, my loyalty is to Charles, and he's been there since day one, and he completely understood. So, you know, well.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your, you know, your aspiration. You know, as we mentioned, you're 4-0. Signed with CFA right now. Well, first of all, first things first. You know, what do you got lined up for your next fight?
I believe my next fight is going to be in October. I don't think the exact date is set at the Bank United Center for Championship Fighting Alliance. I think it's one of the best promotions outside of the UFC, and you know, every time I fought on it, the card's been stacked to like really good main events, and you know, it's a great promotion. So I mean, they don't have an opponent yet, so nothing's official, but that's what I'm training for. I mean, I train even when I'm, like, there is no training camp or not training camp for me. I just train the same all the time. When I have a fight comes up, that's what I'm used to. That's what I did as an amateur. I used to fight like once a week, so I'm always ready. I'm ready at all times.
Right. So, you know, I mean, aside from the obvious, everybody wants to be world champion, but what kind of goals have you set for yourself in MMA? What do you want to accomplish?
Well, like, for me, my goal is to become the world champion. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think it was possible. But outside of that, this is, like I said, this is something that's more than just, it's also a hobby for me. It helped, it saved my life. So this is something I would like to always do, whether it's training fighters or helping out. This is what I love. So I'm gonna continue doing it, whether I'm fighting or just training fighters.
Right. Now, as far as your career goes, your path, is it, you're going to take it slow, or you had a pretty extensive amateur background, so it's not like you just had 4 fights and that's it. So do you feel at this point you're kind of able to move fast, or you want to take it a little more slow and take it as it comes, or how are you looking at approaching your career?
Well, for me, the thing is that it's a little bit it's pretty interesting, because like what I want to do is I feel like I'm only at about 50% of my maximum potential. So I want as much time to get as good as I can. A lot of these fighters, they rush it, they want to go pro right away because they just want to get in there and show everyone they're a pro fighter. But like I said, I want to be the best, so I need to take my time with it, and that's what I'm doing. I'm taking the right fights right now, and I've proven myself as an amateur, and I don't have any doubt in my mind that I can compete with the best guys in the world. And like I said, that's what I was doing here. I just sparred with some of the best boxers in the planet, and I did well with them. So that's not my issue, confidence.
So yeah, just wrapping it up, you kind of hinted at it, when your career is over. Is that something you always want to stick in, because, is that you have the culinary degree too? So when your days are over, you're gonna move and being a chef, or you want to keep training, or
yeah, I mean that's exactly something I have. It's something that it's also one of my hobbies is culinary arts, cooking, and this is something I have a lot of options, and it feels good to be in the position I'm in. So I'm gonna just play it by ear and see how things come. I still work in a restaurant, and I don't want to quit that. Even though I could stop working, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna keep doing it.
Right. And being a pro athlete's got to be pretty good, pretty nice to be able to cook, right? That way you can.
It's awesome. It works out perfect. I don't know. I mean, after high school, they asked me what I want to do, and I said to go to college, and I was just like joking around, like, oh, I like to eat, and they were like, oh yeah, well, what about culinary school? And I was like, all right. So that's how it happened.
So what kind of food are you normally cooking for yourself?
I mean, I like to cook everything. I work in a 5-star steakhouse, Cut 432. It's a great restaurant in Delray Beach, Florida. But for myself, I come from an Italian family, half Italian, Irish, and in Boston. And I like to cook Italian food. My dad would always cook Italian, so I know how to do that, and that's probably my favorite thing to cook.
Right. So this last thing, I mean, the folks, the hardcore guys, they know you because, like I said, you had some buzz around as an amateur, so the people know you. But for the casual fan, the ones that might not have known about you, where are we going to see, in a year or two from now? Where are they going to see Charles Rosa?
They're going to see him in the UFC. As long as I can stay healthy, that's where I'm going to be. I'm 4-0 now with all first round finishes. My last fight, I won in 40 seconds by knockout, and I'm just going to keep going with it. And as long as I can stay healthy, I have no doubt in my mind I'll be there.
So 155 is where you consider yourself?
Yeah, 155 is where I'm going to stay. I think I could possibly make 145, but I think my biggest attribute is my cardio, and I don't want to take away from that. So.
Dream fight, and who would it be?
Dream fight is whoever's the champion. That's it. Like, I want to fight the best guy in the world, and I want to be the best. All
right, Charlie, appreciate it. Anything else you want to add before we
No, I just
let you out of here?
I just want to thank everybody. I want to thank the Mayweather Boxing Gym and everybody, Thick as Steve's for getting me out here, and say what's up to America Top Team back home, and I'll be home in a week. So thank you.
And and you'll be doing some modeling, right, tonight?
I guess so. I mean, they want me to go on a runway or something, but we'll see how that goes.
All right, Charles. Thanks a lot.